Hey, what's up, guys? Let's talk market. A lot of things happen in today's market, but if you looked at one point and you asked yourself, why is the semiconductor segment just popping off and taking off? Well, there was a couple reasons for it. One, this morning, I announced it already. I'm sure you saw it, as the Taiwan Semiconductor had a fabulous fourth quarter. Revenue was up 35%. They had strong demand and continuing demand for chips. But there was another reason. Taiwan dropped a $250 billion bombshell in the US today, and it created a ripple across the entire semiconductor sector. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about what exactly that agreement was and that announcement. Who were the winners from that, and how wide was the ripple effect felt across the semiconductor sector? And then what do we need to keep our eyes on moving forward? But do me a favor, if you haven't done it already, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Love to get your engagement. As we move through here, I'd love to hear your comments, but a channel that's just starting out like mine, it's really important for you to give a like and subscribe. So do me a favor and do that. It takes a minute, but it means a lot. So let's jump in and talk about what exactly the agreement was first. So as you can see on your screen, Taiwan and the US today, they announced a trade agreement, essentially, where Taiwan will invest $250 billion to build chips and chip factories here on American soil. In exchange for that, the administration agreed to reduce the tariffs. Currently, they have a 20% tariff. They're going to reduce the tariffs to 15%, and they will move to a zero tariff on a number of products, including generic pharmaceuticals, as well as aircraft components and other natural resources. But guys, this is not just another factory build. This is important for you to hear. This is not another factory build. It's not just another build out. This is a clear signal that our current administration is very serious about a couple topics. They're very serious about reshoring the advanced chip production here in the US. They're very serious and committed to securing the chip supply chain from Taiwan especially. And they're very serious about, driving US dominance in chip production and winning the AI race to ensure that US is leading the way in AI. But the other beautiful part of today's news was the positive results, and the agreement just didn't have a positive impact on Taiwan Semiconductor. It actually had a ripple across the entire semiconductor sector. We saw that whether you're an equipment company or a memory company or other companies affiliated with the semiconductor space, there was a ripple, and all of these stocks rallied today. It was a clear signal from investors as money poured in that they loved the sign of more US chip production, that it was a signal for higher demand in this space, particularly for equipment and memory, and that it was a sign that we will continue to see profitability and revenue in this sector in the months and years ahead. So overall, great sign for all of these companies. And like I said, we need to think about who were the true winners and how far. The second piece is, how far did that ripple effect take? So I want to jump over to a video from some analysts today that are discussing, and you can see why there was a ripple effect, just because how closely Taiwan Semiconductor is intertwined with other huge companies in this space. So let's jump back over. Let's take a listen to this for a few minutes, and then we'll come back. So suppressing fear, right, that we talked about. I think the thing that jumped out to me, maybe to you as well, is that almost 50% of Taiwan's business is tied up with NVIDIA, Apple, and Broadcom. You can see just how intertwined they are. And I want to jump over and just show you the impact on those different sectors that we saw. So if we go back over and we look at, the heat map that I like to show from time to time, you can see, just if I dive in, here's the full S&P 500, but if I take a look at the NASDAQ 100, you can see on the lower left, the semiconductors had a great day. NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, Micron, all up strong on the day. And you could also see just to the right of it, the equipment suppliers here and the other affiliated companies, whether that's Lam Research, whether that's ASML, whether it's Applied Materials as well, had strong earnings throughout the day. And, guys, like I said, this just impact across the entire sector. You love to see it. It is a clear story, I think, for us. So this is a clear signal that when you talk about the semiconductor space, that today's moves, it's not just a singular event. It's the clear signal that the semiconductors are becoming a national priority for us in the U.S. Whether you look at AI, data centers, defense, or electric vehicles, chips and semiconductor sector, but particularly chips, are the backbone and the lifeblood of that build out of that industry. You could make an argument and say in 2026, chips are becoming the new oil. They're critically important to the domestic investment we see here, to the build out of AI. They are the lifeblood. They are the backbone of that space. I think the market understands that. We see when there's investment and good news, the market shift in that way. At bottom line, folks, is when the semiconductor space grows, the market listens. But there's a couple things we need to keep our eye on. Number one, will this momentum continue in the sector? We have to watch it. I can tell you by looking at the companies I talked about earlier, they're continuing to show revenue growth and increases in share price in after hours, picking up from exactly where they stopped today. Great signal. They're going to come out strong again tomorrow. We have to look at when will Taiwan Semiconductor actually break ground. They're mentioning they bought a lot adjacent to the build out they're doing in Arizona, but when they break ground, we know demand will be there for months and years ahead. Another strong signal for semiconductors and the semiconductor sector. And that I want to keep my eye on is, will this sector continue to lead the way in 2026? Let me hear from you. Do you agree? Do you think that semiconductor sector will lead the way in 26? Or are you bullish in another sector? Are you more bullish in crypto? Are you more bullish in another individual stock? You look at that performance that we saw today, we know the historical gains these companies have had. So it's a great opportunity to evaluate a company and find out if it's a right investment for you, whether that's an individual stock within this semiconductor space, or maybe you want to look at one of those EFTs that invest in the entire semiconductor space. That's up to you. But I can tell you that I'd love to hear your breakdown, how you're looking at it, if you see anything different than I am. But great day overall, great day for the semiconductor space, really strong signals. Hope you have a great night, guys. See you soon. Take care.